Biggerthangoalspodcast with your boys Sean, Suge, Amos. Today we at a special location at All Chill Hip Hop. Today we have special guest Julian Petty Genelle Brooks-Petty. Why ice cream?
We got an ice cream maker for our wedding. She started making ice cream, giving it to friends. We make it for family events, people come over. Then it was like, we should open an ice cream shop.
All Chill was built on 3 tenets: culture, community. The third is cream.
How do you guys juggle your relationship and your own personal success?
You gotta be intentional about it, or everything else will just take over. It has to be a level of priority as work and everything else. If not, it's gonna fall behind.
We're here with Bigger Than Goals podcast with your boys Sean, Suge, Amos. Today we at a special location at All Chill Hip Hop. What was that? All Chill Hip Hop Ice Cream Shop.
Yes.
Today we have special guest Julian Petty Genelle Brooks-Petty. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Sir.
So, I've seen you guys in passing, definitely working out and everything else. But
You're in much better shape than us. You know?
I'm
For
in
yourself,
there.
buddy.
She go hard. You check out her Instagram. You go and see she on there going hard.
You're genuine.
But I've heard a lot about you guys, and I think your story is very unique. One of the things that makes it unique for me is you guys are married. You guys are entrepreneurs. You have your own success individually, and you also have your success together. So I think that's an amazing story to tell, because I think all of us strive for, or at least we should strive for, that type of union. So you tell me where did you guys start? When did this union first happen?
You wanna set it up?
He kicked it off.
And now, before we go, this ain't gonna be 2 different stories, right?
No.
Remember that episode of Martin when they had
No.
when there was 5 different stories.
One consistent story. We both went to Howard University.
Okay.
We
Check.
were both in the School of Business.
Check.
We had seen each other in passing and might say hey or whatever, but there was we actually had classes together, but there was no real substantive interaction. And I want to say it was the last week of school.
Senior finals. Before then, let me say, I did ask one of my friends, did anybody in the crew talk to him? And she was like, no, girl, he's husband material and ain't nobody looking for that. So that was a joke.
See this?
And see where we end up. But
it wasn't lying.
No, apparently.
Facts.
Right?
Facts. I approached her in front of the School of Business. I think I said something like, hey, I heard you from Cali. I go out there quite a bit. We should catch up. And she was like, all right. I forgot what she said afterwards. Exchange numbers.
No, it wasn't numbers. It was emails.
Here we go with
Was
the
it
different
email?
stories.
It was emails. I didn't have a cell phone. Only drug dealers had cell phones back then.
No comment. But that was the startup of our relationship. And then we were friends for several years.
And where you guys from? Are you from? You from Cali? Because you already said it. But
I'm from New York. I'm from
New York.
Long Island, New York.
Long Island. Okay, that's what's up.
We both went home, basically. Well, he went to New York City, but after college. And so emailing for some years and kind of getting to know each other like that. And then we started visiting.
That took a lot of work. Emailing? You had the anxiety of waiting to see if she gonna respond.
Facts. She kept some of them. Hotmail.
Really?
She printed them out and kept them.
Wow.
I was saying some wild shit.
I don't even, if I met him today, no way, sir. Not with those early emails. Like, what?
I was out there. I was definitely out there.
But I think I'm not a person who shies away from saying what I think and how I feel. And so it allowed very honest communication. That's how he felt. That's just what it was. I mean, it wasn't disrespectful out of pocket. It was just snappy.
Snappy?
Yeah.
Snappy.
Straightforward.
A little straightforward.
Snappy.
East Coast people, we got a different vibe. We got a different vibe.
And y'all are emotional without wanting to admit that you're emotional, right?
Well, yeah, we are, but we're not in emotion. So when you tie emotion to it, it's like we're crying or something.
Yeah.
No, we just speak
passionate.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
That's
even think
the
it's
word.
passionate. It's like you feel a way, and there's a certain vulnerability that can be expressed in ways that people don't understand, right? Or I didn't necessarily receive his vulnerability as that. Right? And so when he wasn't getting what he wanted from me, then what's wrong? Like, I don't know, just I feel like we weren't communicating at certain times. And part of that I think was distance.
Yeah.
And we weren't really a couple, but like, because it was impractical to be that.
Right.
With
Kicking it.
Yeah, with 3,000 miles and other stuff still kind of going on, it was impractical for us to like really entertain a relationship.
Yeah.
So we did decide that we would keep boundaries until that
So
time.
that wasn't flying back and forth, like,
Eventually,
cool.
yeah.
Eventually,
No,
okay.
a little bit, and then eventually she moved to New York
Mm-hmm.
to pursue styling. I was in DC working at AOL. We did that for a year, and then I went to law school. I came up to New York.
Was that planned? Like, did you pick to go to New York? Because you can do, styling.
Well,
here, too.
I worked in music.
Okay.
And it was fun, but I wanted to work with magazines, and they were all based in New York. It was just, that's where the magazines were. It was a bonus that he was closer, and we could do that, Chinatown bus, or we didn't fly ever. No, between DC and New York. It was always driving.
Yo, I don't think you can. Can you fly? You can't fly to DC and New York.
Yes,
Really?
absolutely.
It's a 10-minute flight?
It's like LA to San Francisco.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, yeah.
20. It's short,
Yeah.
but yeah. I mean, I've done it. I've definitely done it, but not then.
Not then. No,
Budget
we were
was
too
tight.
broke. Yeah.
Budget was very tight.
So I was trying to build my styling business, and he had the real job. He always has the real job. I'm the serial entrepreneur, and he's the one with the real job.
Right.
That balance, I think, works for us.
Yeah.
Does
I jump off cliffs like, we'll eat, we're good. Like, and he's like, no, how?
Yeah,
So
I'm
definitely
like,
need that
how we
balance.
gonna eat?
yeah. And how are we gonna eat good?
There,
And how are we gonna do this for 5 years, right? Like, he's definitely got me more into planning. Now I can dig granular into business, but if I didn't have anything set up in New York, I'd go and stay in New York for a week or 2 weeks or whatever. DC. And then I booked something. He would drive me back and drive back.
That's
like,
love. That's love right there.
I mean,
I don't know if that
Yeah.
was love.
That's
That
love,
was-
bro.
that was love.
I struggle driving, and it's
Oh, now he won't
I
take me to
can't
the
get there in
airport.
3 songs.
I
I
just
don't know.
picked you up there.
He will not take me to the airport now. Like, take a car.
He said he paid his dues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
right,
paid his
right,
dues.
right.
That's
All
4
right.
hours drop off, 4 hours back. That's real.
That's love, man.
That was. You get a good playlist, you're all right.
Yeah, I don't even go past 3 songs, so.
No, so I'm spoiled when it comes to
He
relationships.
said 3 something.
But yeah, that I don't know. Just I think building with friendship, getting to know each other without certain pressures, without certain expectations. Well, let me not say that. I have expectations. I had expectations. Sometimes
Was it marriage at first? Was it love at first sight? Like, I'm like,
it was intrigue.
intrigued. Okay.
Yeah, like I want to know more about him.
Intrigued. That's a good one. I was intrigued. I saw you step out the Bronco.
It wasn't the fuzzy shrug.
It was both. That was a good one.
But yeah, like I wanted to know more about him, and so we did that over time and email, and then trips, a lot of late night phone calls and
Good
falling
old
asleep
days.
on the phone, right?
Yeah, the good
Stuff.
old days, right.
It's
You
crazy.
hang up first. I hear you still breathing.
No, he just fall asleep. And he was 3 hours ahead, so he was even worse. And I'm a late owl, so he was really struggling because he is not that at all. Now he won't do that.
You guys are both successful in your own right. You're interior designer.
Yes.
And you are you are a VP Business Affairs of Warner Brothers, right? Which just seems like a hard path to get through to get to that position. Same thing for you. How do you guys juggle, your relationship and your own personal success?
You gotta be intentional about it, or everything else will just take over.
Right.
We gotta really put things on the calendar. We gotta say we are going away this time. I'm the big one on that. I will just book. I'm like, we leaving. This is when we going. This is it. This is watching the kids. We out. She's the one. I got this going on, I got that going on. And we gotta bring the kids.
Man.
I'm like, the kids? Leave those kids. But yeah, the biggest thing, it has to be a level of priority as work and everything else. If not, it's gonna fall behind. So I think it's that important to us to communicate and have a healthy relationship. And we crack jokes and all that good stuff. So,
Yeah.
But you got to be intentional about it.
But honestly, I've had to say at times, babe, I'm gonna be a B wife right now because I need to focus on something.
What's a B wife?
Like
not
an
A wife.
Oh,
Like
gotcha.
A minus wife, not a B plus, a B.
a solid B. I'm gonna be a solid B. I really cannot think about that right now. Like
Right.
we need to get this store open, and that's taking a lot of my time, a lot more than I imagined it would. We need to. So I had some big projects that were taking up a lot of my time, and I have a very small team in my design studio. So they're just hours that you have to put into getting your work done. But at the end of the day, it all benefits the family. So
Right.
if I'm not happy and fulfilled in my work, I'm not a good partner.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
I totally understand that.
We operate like individuals for a really long time. Like there are people in his sphere who know that I exist but have never met me, right? I'm not hounding him about being at every function. I'm not.
You understand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I want you to work your room
All right.
without having to worry about if I'm okay in a room. I'm always going to be okay in a room. I'm not shy.
That's what you call a partner right there.
But I'm also not insecure in our relationship. And I can't be with an insecure man.
Right.
I can't, because I'm doing what I do in a room, and at the end of the day, I'm going to have work relationships, I'm going to have friend relationships, and I can't have somebody who can't handle that.
Right.
And me have to have that on my brain when we're building things.
Yeah.
I'm building things, he's building things. That happens to be one house of things.
Right. I can imagine for you building and him building is completely different because you got to be a mother, a wife, entrepreneur. As a fellow entrepreneur, I know it's always scattered around, and you can't only think about work. So it's hard to go on vacation. So how do you balance all wearing all them hats?
I'm honest with myself that everything's not handled. Like if I'm focusing on one, something else is not being handled. And as much as I'm a mother, he is a dad.
Okay.
So we both get them ready in the mornings. And some days it's just him, some days it's just me. But any of the responsibilities that people associate with motherhood, he takes on as well. He's the dropper-offer in the morning.
So it is such thing as 50-50.
With our children,
different
absolutely.
times.
Yeah, at different times, for
70-30, sometimes 60-40, sometimes 50.
All good, whatever works, right?
I mean, in our parenting, I think it is in the sense of I carry the children, he pays the tuition, right? Or like I pick them up, he drops them off. We both help with homework.
You're like,
Yes,
I agree. It's 50-50
No, right.
in my book. I agree. I think we gotta do something.
But basically, we've had to just find the parts that kind of fit into what we do to be good parents. And them, like there are times where I feel like I have to say, go ask your dad. He was closer. Like, why are you asking me? It's not because they see me as the authority in the house. It's because they think I'm going to say yes to that thing, right? Because if they think he says yes, they go to him first. Now, what he does that is interesting is I would say yes, but go ask your mom, right? Like, that's when he doesn't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah,
right?
got it.
But
So they know how to say, your kids know how to play on it, huh?
they don't win because they know we're a team, and that's really him saying no, right? So they're like as soon as he says, but talk to your mom about it.
They know it's a wrap.
Right, they start pouting. And also not being afraid for me as a woman who has children and more flexibility in my work than he has, because it's my studio. And when I was a stylist, it was my, office. I just bring my kids, and the clients who don't get it, don't get me. Right? Like they're in a pack, they're in a stroller, I'm in a showroom. And the folks at the showrooms,
they've been on sets,
they've been
offices, they've been all over the place.
So they ain't gonna be no strangers to hard work themselves.
Construction, I don't know about that.
No, we have them up in here sometimes.
They do. They're
I had them
spoiled.
last weekend. They're spoiled, but
I think all kids are gonna be spoiled at some point.
They should be.
I mean, especially in this time of day, I think they all got iPads and everything else. I think parents is different from how we grew up. Well, I grew up and, you know, all the shit, like in survival mode. I don't think a lot of parents are in survival mode all the time.
No.
So
I don't even know that I recognized that that's what it was when I was growing up.
I don't think none of it. I think it was the way of life.
Yes.
It was just the way of life.
We had people around us who had similar experiences, even, and then there was always someone who cared in their way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So my mom worked a lot, and that means I hung out with my aunt who had a more flexible work schedule. I was with my grandmother on her weekend Vegas trip, or like, you know, my other grandparents, like nickel machines. She had a little glove and everything, and a cup.
To go to Vegas to play the nickel machine, that just seems
crazy.
like,
I mean, it's only a 4-hour drive. For you're from LA. I know you said California, but you're from LA. Okay.
Yeah. So it, you know, just it was again the village that raised us, right? So we didn't realize why my mother worked so much, right? And it was to provide an opportunity for us to not know the struggle, right? So we always went to good schools. We always had good food. We got to travel. We always
told her she was rich, man. They grew up rich.
Yeah. I'm listening to. I'm like, I ain't go to Vegas till like 18, 19 for a basketball tournament.
My mom worked and travel, and you could drive to Vegas.
Yeah.
So driving to Vegas was.
I didn't leave, but that's another state. You know, I didn't leave the state until I was like 18, 19.
No, we definitely got out of here. But like I said, my mom worked in travel. She worked for an airline, and so we had passes. Now the problem was she didn't have time, right? Like that's a 24-hour, 7-day, 365 business, which means on holidays, mom was like, wake up, open the presents, I'm going to work, right? And we just knew that was the routine until she was established, you know, in the career. But the parts of growing up that made me uncomfortable, my children hopefully will not necessarily experience. I couldn't go to work with my mother, right? So my kids go with me. One, so that they see what I'm doing, right? I can explain the things, they're having different life experiences. Hopefully they'll get to the point where they understand it's not a drag for them to go to these places, but that they're actually seeing parts of life for themselves that a lot of people don't have a window into. And I want them as girls to understand that women can work, women can do all of these things and more, and whatever it is that they want to do, we just have to make a map or path.
How many girls do you have?
Two girls. And we have very strong-willed girls, I will say.
That they are.
Love bugs. But
The oldest not really a love bug.
she is. She loves mama. She loves her
She
mama.
is Black Widow, Black Swan.
No, you're not gonna do my baby like that. No. But at the end of the day, I think they're seeing an example that they can draw from and decide for themselves, you know, how they want to be. But if nothing else from mommy, they will learn how to eat. They will learn how to eat. And I had my children later, so they were seeing me in a different point of comfort, in a different point of understanding.
When you say eat, you talking about figuratively or just actual eating food? Like,
no, well that too, but figuratively, like you'll know how to make it for yourself.
I'm making sure. Like,
now our intention is to lead them with things, to give them, honestly, things that we weren't given. But I was given the understanding that work gets you to where you want to go.
Absolutely.
Like that some amount of effort gets you to where you want to go. Education was big in my house. I am 5th generation Black college graduate.
Oh, nice.
Told you they were rich, though.
Yeah, it was.
But this
she don't want to admit
Rich in love.
Yeah, rich in love.
I'm like definitely rich in love.
Having family make you rich. You know, I'm the first. I mean, I'm the first person to graduate with a master's in my family. So
I am not.
Dude, how do you handle it? Because I mean, you seem like a very supportive husband, but it seems like the balance to the chaos to the entrepreneur. How do you handle? I know you have ideas you want to do, or maybe some days you want to chill and she want to go, and so how you handle stuff like that?
Well, I mean, I know I've cracked a few jokes. We got really good kids. They're very down to kind of go with the flow. They might complain a little bit, but they'll go with the flow.
Right.
So I integrate them into the life, man. You know, last Saturday we were up in here serving scoops and smiles. They were right there. You know, they've been in the office. They've, you know, sometimes, hey, y'all got to read something while Daddy knocks out this conference call. We just make it work. It's not a burden.
Right.
You know, we wanted to have kids. We plan to have kids. So, and we are blessed enough that we can put them in good schools and travel and all that stuff. So, you know, I think the balance is, again, that word intentional. Just committing to it and figuring it out. But
because it wasn't always a smooth road. Because I know a lot of us, you know, we want to have that life, you know, where we have a partner and we can put our kids to good schools. But I think sometimes we get to a place where we think it has to happen when you meet that person, right? You know what I mean? Like I think, you know, it's good to find the person who has that, you know, same intentions in you. But everything don't go smooth. So do you guys remember a time when things wasn't going smooth and you was like, look, I don't think this is gonna work as far as.
We broke up. You stopped. We went from me in DC, her coming from LA, moved to New York, me leaving DC to New York, start law school. We lived in Brooklyn together, and what was it? 3 years, 2 years in?
So we never
went our
had
separate ways.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah, we had to do that.
How long was the break?
I didn't talk to his ass for a year.
Yeah. No, first we broke up for 6 months. And then we got back
weren't even
together.
really broken up for the 6 months. Now that just means he was in these streets. That's what broke up. That he was in these streets during that time.
But the real breakup was for a year.
Yeah, because it wasn't even a full 6 months because I moved to Harlem. He was in our place in Brooklyn. But then we ended up being in Harlem and Brooklyn.
Wow.
So, revelations.
Look at God.
Look, revelations.
Look at God.
No.
There was one real breakup.
There was one real breakup.
For a year. You know, I was
listening to Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
I mean, not Justin Timberlake. What's his name? Omarion. Icebox.
Oh, Icebox.
That was literally the song on the radio when my sister and her boo picked me up from the airport. Like and they said, "Oh, you were singing that song so hard in the backseat."
Do it. Go through it.
Icebox.
I had some indiscretions. I wasn't doing the right thing. This was uncovered. And in a very dramatic way. Let me put it like that. So, you know, yeah, we broke up. She moved back to LA. I was still in New York.
Within a week.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you tripping? I'm going to get some toasted oats in LA. Like,
you wasn't playing no game.
5 days.
You wasn't. So you wish you go.
He's tripping. My brother from another mother in New York, I said, I'm leaving tomorrow. Can you be here when the movers get here in 3 more days?
Sheesh.
And he's like, what? Huh? Okay. Like, because he was cool with Julian too. Like, you know, our friends kind of, like, we had been together for some years, so they kind of knew each other. I don't know that his friends loved me so much early on. I also feel like part of that is a reflection on his interactions outside of the time that we were together. So he guides how they see me, right? And my friends,
as he should though. I think that's important.
Except for my people loved him.
He's a lovable guy. You know,
Exactly.
Julian cool at the gym. I see him real relaxed.
He's a good dude. Acts of service is I have come to realize, one of my love languages. So someone who like does things that show they care, right? And he was, like I said, he would drive to New York to drop me off and go back home. Like, you know, he was that guy. So
he definitely did act of service.
He's like, this sounds crazy to me.
It's crazy.
3 songs, we ain't making?
Listen,
No.
I ain't coming.
No, right.
4 albums. Just pulling up.
Right. And then have to go to work the next day. But to be honest, had he said, hey, I need space because now I need more than you can give me, I would have lost my stuff. I know that I would have just been like, what? How dare you think it's something in these streets better? Yeah. Like, you know, there's no way that would have been acceptable.
It never is. I don't think that ever is. I think, you know,
No.
Women want you to be honest, but I don't
Now,
think that type of honesty is
I
not
need
the
women to tell him now that he smells good.
same. Right.
No, there's a line, and I got a strong arm.
Uh-huh.
But I can't be solely responsible for his ego. I've said this before.
She has said this.
I've said this before. Girl, tell him he's cute. It's fine.
Right.
It's fine. Like, I don't feel threatened, or I don't feel like my life or my relationship or any of those, the happiness of my children are threatened by someone finding him attractive, right? Or him going to lunch with a friend. These things are like, whatever, have fun.
Right.
Like, and someone may have interest or something that he can talk to them about that I don't want to talk about. But that's just, at the end of the day, me being realistic about emotions, having been through that experience and learning that I can't be everything. I can be very important. I can't be everything. I can't be everywhere. Which is why I would make the announcement, I'm going to be a B-wife. Like, let me prepare you for that. So,
So no meals or nothing, huh?
Twice last week.
Now when she says she's going to be a B-wife, that ain't happening.
No. Well, because I was cooking ice cream for thousands of people. Like, it was
Gotta get y'all a chef.
It was wild. But, so it's trials and tribulations, including, like, overcome mostly by communication, patience, and
maturity.
Yes, having being willing to have difficult conversations. Really still, there are things that come up. I feel like the landscape changes a little bit, and the things that are uncomfortable change a little bit. We have, for example, All Chill.
All Chill, yes. We're gonna get into that. So y'all grew some great things. Y'all grew your relationship, had some beautiful kids. Now you have a beautiful place, All Chill. Tell me, why ice cream?
I love ice cream.
We got an ice cream maker for our wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who bought it. Was it Owen?
I think so.
I think a friend, Owen Lamb, bought it, and she started making ice cream. And I don't think there was any idea to open a shop or anything. It was just like, make some ice cream, and started, giving it to friends. We make it for family events. People come over, and then I'm still unclear the leap of because it seemed like it was like a cosmic leap. I don't know, but then it was like, we should open an ice cream shop.
Okay, so before I said that to him, I had already gone down a rabbit hole of what this looks like as a business because of the struggle in fashion.
Yeah.
Because of the struggle, and I used to have a chocolate company, food is just a very cumbersome business. We're gonna go into this. What does this look like? What is this? I thought this was gonna be a side thing. It has quickly leaped to the forefront of our lives.
How long in the making before you guys got a place?
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had the keys 3 years. We started doing pop-ups January 2021.
Right after the pandemic.
Yeah, we got the keys and decided to do this during the pandemic. Which led to some of the delays.
She came once there was a decision to go full forward on ice cream. She's like, hey, I found this great location. It's right in Leimert Park, walking traffic, the train's gonna be over there. I'm like, okay, cool. And she was like, I got an idea. This was the Jedi mind trick. She was like, it could be a hip hop ice cream shop.
Yeah.
Because she knows I'm a hip hop fanatic and I have hip hop memorabilia and I know all sorts of hip hop weird facts. And this is how she fully pulled me in. Because I wasn't fully sold.
She knew what she was doing.
Definitely.
She was playing on your hot button.
100%.
Known this guy a little while.
100%. So, that's where the marriage of ice cream and hip hop came from. Yeah, which has been great. You know, it's pulled me in and gave me an additional interest in the business and, the fabric of the business, which is cool.
And so we said, all right, we want to be engaged in the commercial development in this neighborhood because, one, we live in the neighborhood, my family has for many generations. It's important to be involved in the commercial corridors if you want to hold space for who you are and for what is here.
Very true.
Yeah.
Right? We can't just own the houses.
Right.
Right? So yes, we have our property here, but we also need to have businesses here for this to to have some semblance of this neighborhood that we say we love and
it
so
was a
many
need.
don't.
It was a huge need. We kept going to Culver City, going to Venice, going to Larchmont
For
to get
ice cream.
high quality ice cream.
Just for ice cream.
Just
so.
for, so it became not only an opportunity, but it was like, this is like a mission. We got to get something so we don't have to travel, and people like us don't have to travel to get high quality product.
Right.
So that just all sort of converged.
Yeah, and it was funny because like I said, this was my baby. As I'm peeling the layers of this idea, he's like, why don't you just buy the ice cream? Like, just buy it. Because there are ice cream wholesalers. A lot of the shops that we encounter buy their ice cream. And I'm like, no. I know. Like, I know too much now.
She was right about that. She was absolutely right about that.
I like those.
By not buying it?
Those little wins. Right? Yeah. Us deciding to make it, we are a licensed dairy plant, which means that we can provide ice cream to other businesses.
Okay.
We can, produce for stores, restaurants, markets,
Right.
and we do.
Just the quality's better.
It is, but it's also, so All Chill was built on 3 tenets: culture, hip hop culture, which is a lens of Black and brown culture that we care to keep in this community, and share with others that are new to the community, but understanding that it's rooted in a joyful examination of Black and brown culture.
Absolutely.
Right? 2, community at the center of all we do. A lot of the decisions about how to shape the business, how we hire, who we hire, is rooted in community, right? The 3rd is cream. Cream in the sense of quality artisanal ice cream that tells stories that are ours.
Cash rules everything around me.
Cream.
Yeah, I went to Wu-Tang. I went to it is Christian. I think you about to say the lyrics.
Hey. But in addition to that, cream in the sense of economic empowerment, of an economic cycle within our community. We try to source within the community where we can. We need to partner with other folks. We've created shelf space for other businesses in here. Space is a commodity that a lot of small businesses can't access. A lot of product businesses in our community cannot access. It's very expensive here. Yeah. So how can we be, again, an asset in our community by allowing other vendors to sell in our space? And hopefully that brings new eyes, new customers, and more business to the businesses that we partner with in that way.
Sounds like bring more strength too.
Yeah. So cream, that's the 3rd tenet. But again, culture, community, and cream, that's what All Chill is about. That's how we have built this thing, and that's what we look to grow.
Where do you see it in 5 years?
Multiple locations, media company, working. Oh, sorry about that.
All good.
We have one documentary project we're working on now. It's going to be, All Chill Media produces this. She has a million ideas. So. But there'll definitely be another location or 2.
Yeah. I'm working on the Intuit Dome. Let me just say it.
Yeah.
Who can tell me how to get a spot in the Intuit Dome? Blocks from where my mother grew up, the underdog of the LA basketball teams, the home of the underdog that we're here for.
Who?
Clippers.
The Clippers.
Clippers?
Did you say
I'm
that?
doing the whole city.
I mean, you a Clippers fan?
No.
I am an LA fan.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking. I mean,
That makes me a Clippers fan.
yeah.
Okay?
You say no Laker fan?
Yes, I'm a Laker fan. I'm an LA fan.
Yeah.
That's that.
I'm a basketball guy, so
I'm a New York fan, and we haven't had a ring since I think.
Yeah,
74.
you guys up there with the Clippers.
So,
He still wears like his Knicks, Adidas, and like.
So you ain't gonna go? You ain't a Brooklyn Nets fan?
No. That doesn't exist.
You ain't gonna convert yet.
That doesn't
No.
exist. That wasn't a thing growing up, so it doesn't exist, man. No. So
I
but
want one
I'm
to
a
get to it, though.
Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Anthony Mason, Nick.
That was the last. Well, the last year that was really good was '99 when they won.
Yeah.
When they got
They
to.
went to the champ. Yeah. They weren't supposed to go that year.
Yeah,
That was
and
like-
it wasn't for a lockout year. Probably.
Yeah,
It was
but
something different.
Larry Johnson was doing his thing, but they got killed.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's a good goal though. I think a good goal to get into a dome. I think that's probably. I don't think it'll be a challenge. I think we're gonna figure it out.
Oh,
we're gonna
yeah.
figure it out. We're gonna tag the right people. Make sure y'all tag. Anyone y'all know who runs that, go home, tag them under this video.
Yes.
The people with the money, how I grew up in like the inner city, they had the car, they had the flash stuff, but we didn't know what to do afterwards.
Did they even really have the money though?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up around a lot of drug dealers and stuff.
But this is my point. Did they really have the money? The money for
That's
the
true.
car, but like now the development projects, I'm on a board for a development project around the corner, and that's a $50 million project.
Yeah.
Like the person with that car, can they get that done?
Absolutely.
And the reality is
we
no.
didn't know what real money was.
Right.
No, I think you're absolutely right.
So we get to a place where we making some decent money now, or whatever the case may be. But what do we do with it? So I think it's great that your daughter's involved in seeing like this is what you do with your money.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like when you get the money. The luxury stuff will be there, the clothes will be there. They make a different car every year.
Yeah.
It's never going to stop. The designers going to always put out clothes.
Yeah.
But opportunity, youth, ideas that sometimes can have an expiration date.
Oh yeah.
And seeing just how expansive the world is. Like I know you said you didn't leave, I guess, Pennsylvania till you were like 18 or 19.
Right.
I didn't leave the New York metro area until my senior year of high school. I went on a college tour. Before that, I had no clue what the world was.
Absolutely.
I didn't get on a plane.
Yep.
I didn't have a passport. If it wasn't taking a train to the city or running around Long Island, that was it.
That was it. That's all you know.
My kids, 8 and 10, they've been to Japan, they've been to Mexico, they've been, where else they've been all sort of states.
Spain, Italy, France,
I
didn't get to go to them places in my 30s.
Exactly.
No, I'm saying our kids are spoiled. Like one
But in a good way.
Yeah, keep
it's
spoiling.
so funny.
Keep
Sometimes
spoiling.
it's funny. This is one of the things like just kind of shows the nuance of their experience. Our now 10-year-old was on an airplane. We're going to the Bahamas, and she's like trying to put her seat back, and she's like, "Daddy, it's broken. It won't lay down." Because that's all she had experienced was first class, seat lays all the way down, right? And now she's in business class, and it only goes.
She don't know what to do with herself.
She doesn't. She's not understanding and she has no clue what 37F feels like, right? She has no understanding.
She don't want to know.
No.
Out of college, we putting them in the back.
It's cramped.
You gonna get that
It's cramped back there.
Look, they are getting the middle seat and the next to last row.
pre-economy, whatever.
But
that
just
is.
what I hope that does is it doesn't create a judgment in their mind about people who are in certain circumstances or experiences.
Right.
And one of the reasons why we have made the choice to live and stay in Leimert Park, though very inconvenient, right? We've had in the past month, I've had my car ransacked, his window busted, and my car emblem taken off of my grill.
Hey, man, check out my car real quick, man.
But just these are strange inconveniences for us.
Right.
In spite of us trying to do the things that we're trying to do in benefit of this community, in spite of having the resources to live in communities that don't have to deal with those inconveniences as frequently, right?
Yeah.
And also kind of having our kids see you can have nice things and they not be appreciated. So mitigating the desire for nice things, right? Because they bring on a certain level of attention that you may not want, right? Or you don't want to subject yourself to the possibility of this being part of your experience, right? And our kids are probably most likely to have dirty tennis shoes and
They chilling.
yeah, they're not, the stuff that is fun for them is playing hair flare. They have an imaginary hair salon and spa that they turn part of our house into.
Oh, nice.
My sister is a
Hairstylist.
hairstylist and has a shop in Vegas, and kind of seeing her do work. She would come and do hair in LA, and they see her being an entrepreneur and working her beat. See us working our beat. It turns into, well, Mommy, I have an idea for a lemonade stand. And then they present a plan. They present an idea.
Nice.
We work through that idea with them.
Facebook. Next Facebook. That's what I want. Hair flare is cool.
right?
What is
Gotta
that?
get to that digital, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks for having us. I think this was really good, really good. Anything you guys want to shout out? Anything you want to plug? Or anything before we get out of here?
Eat your vegetables.
Eat your vegetables. Very true.
Stop at All Chill after that in Leimert Park, allchillinc.com or at All
What's the
Chill
signature
Inc.
ice cream? What's the ice cream they should try?
Whiskey praline.
That's what I'm trying to.
You gotta try that. You gotta try the cookies and cream because it's vegan and you would never think it's vegan. It's so good.
I made it vegan because I didn't want to make it. I wanted to make all I want to make goat cheese and like Turkish lavender, and people were like, no, you got to make cookies and cream. You got to make it. And I'm
Definitely.
like, whatever. I'm making it vegan. And it sells more than double any
It's
other
like
flavor.
crazy.
So I'm gonna
It's
try
crazy.
both of them.
Lemonade
Give me a
peach tea. Don't forget about the lemonade peach tea.
And books, read.
And
Can we
definitely
shout
books.
out reading, please?
Reading is
Read.
huge.
Absolutely.
Just get your read on, please.
Anything for you, Julian? You want to plug anything?
Strong House Fitness, man.
Strong House Fitness. Shout out my guy Jerry.
That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got.
When he was talking about balance, this is something I think that helps him and me. Because we can't think about all of these other things when you're trying to figure out how to breathe.
Killing me.
Right.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
So it's a reset that we both need.
Yeah.
100%.
Right? So physical fitness
Physical
and
fitness
kind of
is
being
important.
engaged it is one of those things. So I'm shouting that out. Like
Absolutely.
finding that thing that resets your mind when you have things coming at you from so many
Absolutely.
different places. And thank you for having us.
Yes,
No problem,
thank you
man.
very
Thank
much.
you. This was really good. This was a really good interview. Really good interview. All right, there you have it. Bigger Than Goals podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Did I do that right there? He don't like the way I finish it.